This morning on The Young and the Restless, although Daniel is comforted by Lily, the Abbott household descends into chaos and a horrifying secret is exposed. After entering Crimson Lights, Chelsea discovers Billy sitting alone and seemingly unresponsive. He claims he has forgotten what day it is. Something's wrong, she inquires. To ask what the heck happened, he corrects her. That was the best part of my night and the best part of the past month. She thinks he's upset over their kiss, but he tells her the truth. There's no connection to Chelsea, he says. I just got a call saying that Phyllis had passed away. A stunned Chelsea. As Daniel was making threats against Stark, Danny herded him into a suite at the GCHC and warned him to keep his voice down. Daniel rants, "Why did you make me come back up here?" After realizing he's bringing about his own demise. Danny claims that at this point there is nothing more that can be done. Daniel yells that they must have some option, there must be a liable party. Danny says that they must accept Phyllis's death. Daniel exclaims that Phyllis would be kicking ass and taking names if something like this occurred to one of them. For the life of me, I can't figure out what to do to help her. The fact that he has no one to place the blame for her death on is very painful. Because of me, she's no longer alive. Daniel describes his behavior with his mother over the past 30 days. He eliminated her from his existence. Daniel now regrets that he ignored the warning flags and abandoned her. Danny warns him that if he keeps doing this, he'll eventually go insane. Daniel is upset that they are expected to forgive and forget so quickly. Danny encourages him to remember the happy times. Daniel chuckles, sighs, and relaxes into a chair. Do you want to know what I'll remember? Remember, I was the one who publicly humiliated her and destroyed her heart in front of the whole town. I can't help but feel we let Phyllis down somehow, Elena says to Nate during the society event. She expresses her sorrow over the tragedy and inquires as to whether or not the EMT driver she died with was known to them. Elena is baffled by the sudden collapse of the otherwise healthy woman. They need to get some answers for her. To answer her phone, Elena smiles. This was not the way Nate expected the evening to conclude. He saw her in the Neil-themed lounge and remembered her. All through the night, all I could think about was bringing you home, and Elena shared his sentiments exactly. Nate cries out, I miss you. Even Elena is pining for him. She returns her focus to her phone in an effort to locate information for Phyllis. Jack informs Diane at the Abbott residence that the event will be remembered for all the wrong reasons. She can't help but think that Phyllis's death was connected to the news of their engagement. In walks Ashley. Diane cautions her against starting a quarrel now. Put it away. No, I just don't feel like it. Ashley thinks that there has been enough drama for one night and admits that she is devastated by the loss of Phyllis, who she thought was invincible. After seeing Kyle, we learn that Summer and Harrison are quietly chatting together. For Ashley, marrying someone who is highly loathed is like pouring salt on the wound of those who truly care, which is something Jack brings up when he mentions Jeremy's allegation that he married Phyllis. She makes eye contact with Jack as she argues. Diane shakes her head. The finest disguises and costumes for daytime. It wasn't supposed to end like this, Daniel says to himself in the GCHC suite after recounting how Phyllis felt betrayed by her own children. It's going to take some time, Danny warns, so he should rest up. Currently, Daniel is unable to. Danny claims that self-flagellation will not bring his mom back. If he's having trouble sleeping, he should do something to break the cycle of negativity, such as going to the gym. Okay, Daniel says, and he apologizes for making it seem like only he's in pain. Danny tells him they'll have each other's backs. Daniel opts to take a bath or shower. Dan embraces him, saying, I love you. Emotionally, Daniel replies, I love you too. What the hell are we going to do without her? He cries out. After Daniel uses the facilities, Danny contacts Lily to check on his well-being. To remind he must be with Summer. Danny claims he is currently alone and completely hopeless. Diane tells Ashley at the Abbott residence that she can't make an analogy between her and Jack and whatever criminal behavior Jeremy and Phyllis were involved in. Ashley snarls at her, telling her that now is not the time to speak evil of the dead because her daughter is upstairs comforting her in her grief. Before leaving the room, she asks Kyle to let her know if there's anything else she can do. Kyle suggests they put their disagreements on hold for the time being. Summer arrives out of the blue. What a dreadful moment this must be for you, Diane remarks. Summer snaps back, no, you can't. She has the reassurance of Jack and Diane that they will find out the truth. Diane feels bad that Summer's mom had to pay the price for what Jeremy did. You're sorry? Summer charges up to her and exclaims, "You're to blame. This entire thing." Diane maintains that she had nothing to do with Jeremy's scheme. I think I speak for everyone when I say, what happened tonight surprised and frightened me. Summer yells that this has nothing to do with Jeremy. You're the focus of this, Diane. The three of us were there, she tells Jack and Kyle. Every single one of us saw it. You told my mom that killing her by strangulation would be a blessing in disguise. You killed her because you were so angry with her. Diane claims she truly meant, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, in the heat of the moment. With the mention of Diane's notorious heart, Summer bursts out laughing. That was all an accident, according to Jack. Summer wants to know if there's a term for a fortuitous coincidence. As Kyle suggests going upstairs, Summer immediately recoils and yells, no. By tomorrow morning, absolutely nothing will have changed. When she looks back at Diane, she yells, you have no right to talk about my mom. You didn't find her appealing, did you? That was common knowledge among us. Because she recognized you for who you are, you loathed her. As long as she is still alive, you have no genuine place here. Moreover, she says, because you couldn't be her, you had to take her down. When Jack tries to step in, Summer angrily exclaims, no. I have been quiet till now, but I will no longer be silent. Mom was totally correct. You really are the monster that she was warning us about, Summer warns Diane. You completely followed her instructions. You walked in and began ruling her world. The pearls are in your hands and you're just standing there. You're going to track out the true bad guy, you say. Kyle apologizes to his mother. I'm sorry, Mom. She's just being evasive. She means every damn word, Summer snarls back at him. Kyle, for the first time in a very long time, I am telling the truth. Diane, she says, should give it a go. I lost my mother. Isn't this just what you've been hoping for? Chelsea expresses her regret to Billy about Phyllis at Crimson Lights. He finds that really surprising. They talk about how much she meant to him in the past. They both ended up in good places after the breakup. Although he realizes that they probably brought out the worst in one another, he still finds it strange that she is no longer there. Elena tells Nate at Society that she has realized she needs to express her appreciation to the individuals in her life. She reflects on how pleasant it was to collaborate with him once more. Nathan shared her enjoyment but pointed out that it was in his past. His life is changing, and he needs her to understand and support this shift. When Daniel emerges from the shower in his GCHC suite, he is taken aback to find Lily waiting for him. She says his dad let her in to visit him. They lock arms. He appreciates Lily's presence since he knows he can heal from his mental turmoil by talking to someone who isn't experiencing the same things he is. Sighing, I've been there, Lily says. Because he is aware of her familiarity with the area, Daniel asks, what was it like for you? Neil's death? Lily says it seemed as if the world were ending when they lost a founding member. The unexpectedness is the most trying aspect. Me too, I was fuming. What happened when your mom passed away? The fact that her body was never located is another traumatic event that Lily avoids thinking about. How could someone so monumentally important suddenly pass away? Yet you must release your grip. Daniel says with a smirk, that's going to be an issue. Lily explains to him that mourning is love trapped in an empty place. Daniel claims the pain seems interminable. Lily promises it will be okay in the end. Know that you are loved and supported by many, they said. Diane in the Abbotts' living room swears she never intended for Phyllis to experience physical damage. Words were all she had said to her. Summer is insistent that Diane share her reaction to the news of her mother's passing. As we head upstairs, Kyle suggests, maybe we should. Summer sobs, I need to know, and collapses. Kyle persuades her to meet with him in the upper room. I just miss her so terribly, Summer cries. I just can't do it. Kyle offers to help her climb the stairs. Poor girl, Diane says between sobs. Jack reassures Diane that Summer is looking for a scapegoat and won't remember any of this in the morning. Diane inquires as to whether or not he holds her accountable for Phyllis's death. As Phyllis leaves Geno City, Chelsea and Billy at Crimson Lights expect things to calm down a bit. She claims to have made an impact on the community and to have accomplished much. Billy admits he was a terrible date. He was hoping the night would end differently than this. Chelsea suggests Harry stay on her sofa to avoid sleeping alone. He's going to accept her invitation. Elena tells Nate at the society that she agrees with the path he's pursuing in life, but that she doesn't want it to alter him. There are those who will bring out the best in us, and those who will highlight our flaws. Is Victoria the topic once more, he inquires. She is a blessing for him since he can look up to her. Nate must rest. But Elena insists on remaining. She'll walk home afterward. Nate gives her a kiss and leaves. Lily tells Daniel in Daniel's suite that she thinks about her parents several times a day. The hurt decreases with time, and your thoughts shift from the things that went wrong to the ways in which you made them proud. She tells him to lie down and attempt to rest after encouraging him to grieve in his own way. Daniel concurs. The following day, he plans to contact her. Lily assures him that she won't leave him and tucks him in. Diane, at the Abbott residence, must know Jack's innermost thoughts and feelings. When you discovered us fighting in that suite, I noticed the look on your face. She is aware that he was preparing to place the blame for the fight on her. Maybe you assumed I intended to have her unavailable when we made our announcement. She claims that she is innocent of any involvement in Phyllis's misfortune. I need you to tell it to me straight. Do you think I'm innocent? Diane inquires. Jack has many unanswered questions concerning Phyllis's disappearance, and she plays no role in any of them. You shouldn't ever have to wonder, what if? Diane collapses into his arms and sobs. While at society, Elena checks her phone for any information about J.T. Hellstrom. Jack tells Diane at the Abbott estate that he can't get the feeling that Jeremy was involved. If this is a trap, the payoff will be enormous. Diane is curious as to what will occur next. They've met before, Jack points out. Diane anticipates further psychological tampering. They should get some sleep, Jack says, and he has complete faith in her once again. They lock arms. It's hard for him to get to sleep in Daniel's suite. Lily observes him for a while before coming to lie next to him in bed. An unidentified guest enters a hotel room with the number 158 on the door. A second door opens up within, and Phyllis steps out. That took you long enough, she says.